What up, y'all? This is Justin Muzack. You're now tuned into Hot Takes, where I give y'all my honest opinions about what's going on in the music industry. I know it's been a minute. Here's season 2 of Hot Takes. Here at Justified Media, we've been doing a lot of different things, doing media coverage at events, doing the Great Late Show, just a lot of different things we've been organizing. Shout out to the whole team. Shout out to the people who are subscribed to the YouTube channel, our followers, everything like that. Really means a lot. I know I'm kind of the face of the company, but we have a whole team. So shout out to Nico Spina, the operations manager. Shout out to Third Eye Visuals. Shout out to Mid City Folks. Shout out to Monica F8, and shout out to La Corona Official. We're all in this to win this and everything like that. So wanted to shout out my whole team before we get into this episode. This week, I wanted to ask y'all, is celebrity culture on the decline? And as we all know, it's the talk of the world, Diddy's federal charges. But cancel culture as a whole has been a huge thing. We've seen it with Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, more in the film TV world, Danny Masterson, who we all know is Hyde from That 70s Show. Even Roseanne has been canceled for racial slurs and comments. And that trend over the last decade has really put an impact on how we view culture and how we see celebrities and things of that nature. If you even look at this year alone in terms of touring, some major acts have had to cancel their tours. Jennifer Lopez being one of them. Variety reported that Lauryn Hill had to cancel not only her own personal tour, but also the Fugees. If you look at highroadinc.com, people like Avril Lavigne, Kiss, even Mariah Carey had to cancel a date in Hawaii. And you wonder why. People are outside. People are still enjoying themselves despite inflation, crazy taxes. Rent is at an all-time high, but people are still outside. The wild thing is, I also think that the Drake and Kendrick beef is a product of people getting tired of championing the baller, or the idea that you can be this person that just talks about money, women, fame, and you have no real substance, you have no real content that allows people to relate. Because there's power in the testimony. There's power in community. There's power in relatability. Now we go into Kendrick's Watch the Party Die. And that message, if you want to see it a direct correlation to what's happening with Diddy and the freak offs and all this other stuff, is that, this party culture, this culture that is perpetuating negative stereotypes, specifically of Black people, this culture that is not uplifting people to have a healthy lifestyle, it's slowly fading. And we see it with people like La Russell speaking out, talking about the media, basically saying that, he's tired of seeing the media gossip about celebrities and gossip about nonsense. And someone who's always been on message, and even on our platform, Dee-1, has been talking about the reconstruction of hip hop. During the time, I was actually not fully in agreement with Dee-1, and I openly admit that. Because when I had seen what he was talking about prior, and he was buzzing in, the media, I had thought to myself, I was like, how can we sit up here and take away rappers' legacy status when people like NWA helped make hip hop global? The reason why I can have a platform in hip hop, the reason why he can have a platform in hip hop is because people like that made hip hop global. Now, do I agree with the message? No. But I respected it because at the end of the day, they were telling their perspective. They were reporting on what was going on in their neighborhood. And artists like that, I respected it because, again, without hip hop being global, we wouldn't have these media outlets. We wouldn't be able to have hip hop journalism. But in that interview, when we interviewed him at the CSUN Cypher, which shout out to Skyhook for having us, he was talking about how, okay, yes, this is how hip hop became global, but what next? Do we keep perpetuating that? And I respected that. And that's how I've been feeling for a minute. And a lot of people in terms of the industry and my peers behind closed doors, we've been having this conversation. But now it's at the forefront. And people wonder why certain celebrities now don't want to come on to hip hop platforms to do interviews. People wonder why Cenat is killing it in the game right now. Part of it is because he's relatable. People like a Nicki Minaj, a Kevin Hart, some A-list celebrity in the culture would rather go play video games with him, crack jokes, dance, because at the end of the day, Kai is relatable. And my point in bringing up Cenat is the new celebrities are everyday people. The new celebrities are the TikTokers, the influencers, and YouTubers. Because, again, there's power in the testimony. There's power in community. There's power in relatability. A mother who's talking about her postpartum depression is getting millions of views. Why is that? Because there's other women around the world who can relate to that. Shout out to my friend Jasmine, one of my best friends. She was on TikTok talking about her PCOS issues that she has been dealing with since we were in middle school. That rang off hundreds of thousands of views. Why? There's power in the testimony. Shout out to Coyote. We've been working with them closely on certain things that I can't disclose. But the reason why this group is cracking off is because they're telling their story as sons of immigrants, people who feel alienated in LA, people who are overlooked in a lot of ways, and they're trying to be fathers. They're talking about everyday life. Why are they cracking? Why did they have a sold out show in the region or at the region? Why is it that Jay Cruz, Elliott Wilson, Jeremy Height, DJ Head, Justin Hunt, myself included, and other media platforms were there? Why were they there? Because there's power in the testimony. There's power in relatability. There's power in community. That's why. And what I foresee is that the real is going to be up again. The cream always rises to the top. Shout out to Mike Shahade. He always says this and continues to say it. Dope is dope. Dope is dope, and it's always going to rise. And right now, everyday people, content creators, we're dope. We're up. We're relatable. Part of the reason why I recently made a post about me celebrating a year of kicking alcohol to the curb is because it's relatable. There's power in the testimony. There's power in community. There are people who are struggling with that right now. There are so many people in private, whether in person, or they DM'd me saying like, hey, I've been struggling with that. Hey, I just started my sobriety journey. Hey, I just did this. Because that's relatable. Justified Media, the reason why things are moving for us, we're relatable. We're everyday people who love music and art and want to promote positivity. We want to be part of the change. We don't want to perpetuate and gossip about celebrities. The Great Late Show has always been about promoting artists and pushing the culture forward and being inclusive. But I'm glad the world is finally catching up. Maybe it took a Kendrick and Drake beef for that to really happen. Maybe it took Diddy being charged with federal crimes for it to happen. Maybe it had to take J-Lo's tours and other people's tours to get canceled for that to happen. But hey, we here. So do I personally think that celebrity culture is on the decline? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be as prominent. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And as always, I appreciate you. I love the feedback, whether you agree or disagree. Let's have a conversation. But for now, I'm Justin Muzack, Justified Media. This is Hot Takes. This is season 2. Welcome back, y'all.